Hi, I'm Corey Ellis, PDGA number 44512. I'm here at the Brent Hambrick Memorial Disc Golf Course in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm going to show you guys what's in my bag.
Every time I see Corey play, there's something magical that happens.
See if Corey can bang this eagle.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. That is how you play that hole.
3 steps, and let me put it to 480. Wow. That's insane.
Corey's consistent putting is a huge part of his game.
This is a Zeus, and he mashed it.
Wow.
And got the skip, and got the roll.
Holy moly. I don't think I've ever seen a disc go that far on this hole, and I've played it for 25 years, so.
Man, Corey Ellis is just one of these guys, every time we see him, he's on lead card. If you're ever in a tournament with Corey, you never let off the gas because he will catch you.
All right, so we start off with putters. I putt with the Nate Doss Challengers. They are the rubber blend. I just really like the stiffness without them being too stiff like bricks. They have just a little bit of give and they're very tacky when they beat in. I like them just beat in just a little bit. They have a lot of glide. From there I use my soft Roaches. This one's brand new, so it's really straight, maybe even just a little bit of turn on it. I just really like the pink ones because they're easy to find in the woods or anything like that. The reason I choose the soft Roaches over like the premium plastic is because if I'm in the woods and they hit trees, they'll tend to just fall straight down rather than take hard kicks into the woods. This guy, I've been throwing this since 2019, I believe, and I've heard everybody call it, you know, chewed up bubble gum, you know, an old flip-flop people refer to it as because it's just so beat up and so wonky. It's just so money though. It's never gonna get any more beat up. It's always just super flippy. I know it's just gonna, I can throw it with a lot of hyzer and it's just gonna turn all the way over. From there, we're gonna go on to zones. Carry 3 zones typically. My favorite of which is the Soft X zone. I like it a lot. Kind of similar to the Roach. When it hits trees, it likes to fall and not kick as far, and it really likes to grab the ground. It's mainly I use for like just sidearm approaches, maybe even like some flex shots. I typically don't throw this one backhand, but these guys I will throw both backhand and forehand. I just got this one from the factory during D-Glow, and it's kind of puddle topped, and it's really, really stable. It's perfect, and it's a cool color, purple. And this one's old Ledgestone run, the ESP Flex Glow. It's really similar to the soft zone where it hits and sticks. And actually I just had a pretty crazy shot with this one at Idlewild where it skipped, it took an anti-skip and skipped off a bridge. I carry 3 regular Buzzes. This one I've had in my bag since 2018. Right when I got on the team, I got to go to the factory and they stamped this one with the team stamp. I got a handful of them. It's a glow Buzz. It started off really, really stable for a Buzz, and now it's beaten into just absolutely perfect. I can make it turn or go left or just stay straight if I want it. This is my newest stamp my fiance Molly just came up with. I really like the alien stuff. It's just kind of something I've always been into my whole life. And this is just a regular Z Buzz. It's just very reliable. I just got this from a guy that got back into it after taking like a 12-year break from back home. He just gave me this week, and I'm still working it in the bag, but it actually flies more like a Buzzz SS. So it's really interesting. I really like the grip of the old CryZtal Buzz. And from there, I have my 2 Buzzz SS's. One of them, this is one Barham gave to me, straight out of his collection. It's just really stable for a Buzzz SS, goes straight forever. And this one I've been throwing since I was on the team, like the first one ever bagged. And it's just really flippy, but it's very reliable. Perfect woods disc. We'll move on to fairway drivers here. My main roller disc is this Avenger SS. I got it from a friend of mine from Columbus. It's a Deuce or Die stamp, 2008. So it's that old ESP plastic. It feels really good in the hand. And I love the blue. It's just so pretty. And from there, I throw my Undertakers and Trackers, kind of mix in between them. This 4-time titanium McBeth one is pretty flippy now. When I got it, I actually found this disc. It didn't have a name on it. And I was like, wow, I should probably try this thing out. And it was just straight right out of the box. And now I've beat it up to where it's kind of flippy. And Barham just hooked me up with this first run Undertaker, and it flies closer to my Trackers. It's really, really stable for an Undertaker. It's a great disc. I love the first run Undertakers. And my Old Faithful Trackers, they're actually out of production. I think they make some runs for Ledgestone, but that's it. This one's actually from 08. It's got that old Z plastic. It feels really good. This one's probably from maybe even just before that. Just a really grippy. This one's a little bit more stable than that one. That one's kind of like the first run Undertaker, really straight but still stable. And then I carry my Raptors. I just got this from a friend, a Glow Sparkle Ledgestone, this year's Ledgestone edition. It's really straight for a Raptor. It's like it was just like a beat up Raptor right out of the box. So I immediately loved it because I can just get it to turn a little or just throw it with a little bit of hyzer and go dead straight. But it always finishes, and it's just a really good disc. I have this first run, which is really stable. In my opinion, these are the most stable besides the test flights. They're very flat. This one actually Molly claimed as hers, but then she realized it was just too overstable. She couldn't throw it, so I just put it back in my bag, and she told me not to lose it, so I can't lose this one. And I've been throwing this Big Z Raptor ever since Ledgestone because I didn't want to lose my test flight, and it's just kind of stuck in the bag. It's actually surprisingly overstable for a Big Z. I was shocked by how beefy it really is. It always hooks up. However much ante I put on it, it always just stables out. Great disc. And we're on to distance drivers. These vary. I'm actually only bagging 3 Forces right now, which is very surprising. Usually I have more than that in the bag. But the first one is one that Matthew Blakely gave me this right when I got on the team because I needed some beat-in. I wanted some beat-in Forces. I didn't like the feel of the crank really for me. And this thing, he got it. I believe it's a test run Force, like the first ones they sent to the team, and it's just super flippy now. It's a roller disc only, unless I actually throw it at Idlewild up the hill through the woods, just throw it with hyzer and let it stand up. But it's just really, really beat in. It's perfect. This is one of my stamps from last year, another one Molly designed. I really, really like this run. It's got a nice dome to it. It started off really beefy, and now it's just got a lot of glide, and it's consistently stable. This one is the old, I think it's from the same run as the old pink ones people refer to. If you ever hear anything about Discraft collectors, people talk about the pink run of Z-Force. This is like the same era. It's got a really nice top to it, and no matter how hard I throw this, whatever headwind, it's always gonna hook up. It's basically too stable unless I'm just chopping a forehand over for me to throw it forehand, but this is it's actually my favorite Force in the bag right now because it's so stable. And then I carry 4 Zeuses, 3 of which are the Big Z, which are my favorite. This is the first one I ever got, and it's just super flippy. I like to throw it a lot of forehands. These are my main forehand distance driver. I know I can just release them on hyzer, and they're just gonna stand up. Maybe this one will turn a little bit and come back. Or if I throw it backhand, it's usually just for a roller because it's so beat in now. These two are pretty close to stability of each other. This one's definitely my furthest flying disc in the bag right now. It's just so flippy. When I throw it backhand, I can throw it with hyzer and it'll still stand all the way up and get over. And if I give it enough height, it'll come out of it. But forehand, this is my straightest disc forehand. It still has a little stability, but as far as the distance driver, it'll just probably go the furthest for me. This one or the older one. This one's kind of in the money spot right now. It still has a little bit of stability left. Usually in any kind of wind, I'll trust this to go the furthest because it still has some stability, but I still gotta throw it with a lot of hyzer. And the last one is this prototype Zeus. Used to be the Kong, so a buddy of mine calls it the Zong, but it's got a nice top to it. This one's came in and out of the bag over the years, but it goes pretty far. It still has some stability to it at the end though. A couple more things in my bag, just like my towels and like this Johnny McRae little sports sack bag he gave me at Tennessee States this year. It's got a lot of grip. It's thanks Johnny, I appreciate that. I think I got a spare Discraft one in here and some other towels. And then I got, I found some feathers every once in a while, and like I found this yellow one, I thought that was pretty cool, so I stuck it on the bag. And I've got this little Vegeta Funko Pop figure. It's my favorite Dragon Ball Z character. I've always been a fan of that since I was a kid, so kind of have that guy on there. And Boba Fett's always been my favorite Star Wars character, so that's kind of just, so people ask, like my dad when he's caddying, he'll be like, what pocket's the food in, you know, and I would tell him, oh, just Boba Fett. And shout out to Barsby. He snuck this on my bag. This little Barsby Barsby Empire pin. Appreciate that. Shout out to my boy. And this mini, actually, I've been using this mini since 2012. In every tournament I've ever played in since then, it was my first big win. I won a B tier. And it's actually a dynamic disc mini, but it was before they made discs. So it's just a mini, but I somehow managed to hang on to it this whole time. So I'm using this grip equipment bag. I think it's the AX5. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Discraft Disc and the Nati, and everybody else for supporting me along the way. You know, this is just the beginning of everything, and I'll be on tour the rest of the year, and thank you guys for watching this. Thanks to Disc Golf Examiner for filming this for me, and looking to see you guys out there.
And I do have to say, that was an amazing 9 holes by Corey and Harley, both birdieing 7 of 9 holes.
Impressed that he got that far beyond the basket.
Wow.
Nice.
411 feet, it is downhill, so if you can get the glide, oh, it looks like it. He got down there. Oh boy. Feel like good job, Corey.
Yeah.